Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me this bitmap, and you can tell it's a bitmap. Well, it even says it's a bitmap, but if you put a yellow box to it, and you see the bounded box anyway, but you can go to Object and order back a page, and you see it's a bitmap, and he just wasn't happy with the trace, and here's the trace version, and you can see it's just not as good. My suggestion all the time is to get better clip art. So I made this, and it's actually, to me, better than the other one. And all I did was go to clip art, blacksmith hammer, to get the hammer. And there was actually an anvil and a hammer. And then I just right click and copy image, go to back to Corel and right click and paste. And there's that hammer. Now it's really big. And it's not that big, it's only 6 inches. But I always reduce things in size to make it easier for Corel to trace. I think it does a better job. So we'll just go through this real quick. And then I just got a pair of tongs. Also on clip art, I just typed in blacksmith tongs, and it came out pretty good. But on this one, we're just going to clip art it, and trace it. So it's already small. So I'm going to trace bitmap, outline trace clip art, which I use about 99% of the time. And it's already done it. And you can see it's a pretty good hammer and an anvil. And then you just go up to left click, right click. I would make it a hairline. And then you could take your hammer. We'll go take the whole thing and go to object group and ungroup it. And then you could take your hammer, spin it around, and get it, pretty perpendicular, take some time, and then just put it in your anvil. Of course, it's too big for that particular anvil, and I'm a little bit off center, so I can tweak it a little bit more. And whenever you have trouble doing that, you could see we're at 289. You could just type in 290. That actually went the wrong way, so you go 288, and see it kind of makes it parallel. Click off of it, click it again, take your corner skew and just make it smaller. And then, of course, you'd want to have your tongs too. But to make that graphic, all you have to do is then take the Smart Fill tool and fill it in. And then you have that perfect graphic of an anvil. And then go get you, well, let's just put my tongs in there. So I'm going to left click, right click again. And I'm going to grab my tongs. And I'm going to put my tongs in there. And that way you'll know if you need to make your hammer bigger a little. And for some reason, I'm using somebody else's file, and they're not all hairlines, so I can make everything a hairline. It just, to me, it looks better. Now, I have, put all that together, so you really are going to have to bring because this hammer you can still make smaller and put it wherever you want. You could flip it around, make the pointed side on the other side, take your tong. Now, you'd want to keep them inside, the anvil, so we could actually, and I'm still a little bit crooked with this guy, and minutely move it over a little bit, make my tongs a little bit smaller. And then just because they're sticking off, of course, you'd want them quite a bit smaller. And because we're going to smart fill, it doesn't matter it's still a little crooked. And whenever you have time selecting something, you can come from the outside and select it, move those tongs over. And then what you could also do is select both of them and hit T, and it'll put them both to the top. And then you could change your nudge factor to something like 1/4 of an inch, 0.25. Grab those two, and quarter of it, I'm working really small. So let's go like 0.1. Grab that, move it up. Still a little bit big on that, and you could actually change your anvil size by clicking on that and deleting a couple of nodes and bring that node in. Just change your anvil a little bit to make it fit. And then just take your Smart Fill tool and fill that in. And on this particular pair of tongs, the black has some gaps, so I didn't have to fill in between the hammer or between the tongs and the anvil. And there you have that graphic. I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.